The price of over-availability in our pursuit of connection, approval, and progress. We often fall into the trap of being too available. We pick up every request, answer every message immediately, and make ourselves accessible at all times. While it might seem helpful or accommodating, this pattern often erodes one's own worth, boundaries, and ultimately, respect from others and ourselves. Priyanka Chopra, a global icon who transitioned from Bollywood to Hollywood, offers profound clarity on this issue. Though she isn't talking about friendship availability, her wisdom about standing your ground, self-respect, and authenticity maps directly onto overcoming the habit of being overly available. Defining over-availability and its impact. The illusion of availability. It starts small, replying in seconds, saying yes to every favor, making people feel entitled to your time. But before long, you're on call, losing your energy, your direction, even your identity. When yes becomes a weakness, saying yes becomes a reflex, not a choice. You feel valued as long as others feel taken care of until they don't. Soon, your time and effort are taken for granted. Real-life ripless physical burnout, spreading yourself thin, emotional fatigue, anxiety and resentment from unmet self-care, loss of authority, your own decisions feel hollow. Priyanka Chopra's lessons on self-respect. Let's explore how Chopra reclaimed her value, sometimes in visible moments, sometimes quietly behind the scenes, drawing boundaries and showbiz. Early in her career, Chopra walked away from a film project when a director objectified her, demanding she remove layers of clothing just to boost ratings. She chose dignity over compliance, even paying 2 days' production expenses herself, because no role is worth compromising one's soul in style. The power of comfort is confidence. Reflecting on her mentality during her move to American TV, Chopra shared, "Confidence is not something you always need. Pull it out when you need it. It's so much more powerful instead of being constantly accessible." She trusted her reserve strength, revealing that unavailability can amplify one's true power. Respect starts with yourself. As she's often said, respect in relationships isn't about small favors, it's about mutual recognition of each other's time, ambitions, values. When we give away ourselves too easily, we signal that our worth is unlimited, and unlimited equals undervalued. The psychology behind vanishing value. Scarcity breeds respect. Like prized possessions, scarcity amplifies perceived worth. Being too abundant, people subconsciously start to devalue your contributions. The power of mystery. When you're available 24/7, you become predictable, even boring. Chopra warns about becoming a passive stereotype molded to others' expectations. No longer your own person. Attachment and ego be always on. You're clinging for acceptance, validation, or fear of missing out. Chopra addressed this pattern, saying she had to learn self-approval not from every applause or like Vanity Fair. In doing so, she recovered control over her availability. Releasing availability mindset shifts from access to presence. Being available is not the same as being present. Chopra advises to show up intentionally, not reactively, and to make your energy count when you do. Be guided by purpose, not fear. Instead of acting out of fear, missing out, letting someone down, Chopra's journey shows that purpose-guided boundaries help you focus on meaningful connections and projects, not endless obligations. Silence as a signal. She chose silence strategically by not reacting to trolls, not answering preposterous demands. Chopra didn't respond to every narrative about her. She chose when to speak. Silence became her unspoken boundary. Practical exercises to reclaim your time. Delay your reaction. Before you agree to help, pause for 10 minutes. Use that time to evaluate. Does this align with my priorities? Practice saying no. Draft polite boundary statements. I'm honored you'd ask, but my plate is full. I'd love to help another time. Let's find a better moment. In today's hyper-connected age, being constantly available feels like a virtue, an emblem of dedication, helpfulness, and commitment. We answer calls at midnight, respond instantly to messages, and rarely say no, but this relentless availability carries a steep price. It chips away at our sense of identity, self-worth, and the respect others grant us. The heart of this issue lies in perception. When you're always accessible, people begin to assume there's no cost to your time or presence. Your silence lacks weight. Your boundaries don't hold. Even your achievements lose shine because they're expected, not earned. Priyanka Chopra is a powerful symbol of anti-availability. From her bold rejection of demeaning director demands to her unwavering self-advocacy in Hollywood and Bollywood, Chopra's life reminds us that unavailability is not arrogance, it's a signal of self-respect. What happens when you're too available? Emotional hijacking. Saying yes reflexively traps you in reactive living. Immediate responses become your norm, making your days feel fragmented. This leads to energy drains and burnout. Your well runs dry, personal goals stall, creativity suffers, and resentment builds. Value air science. The more you give, the less special you seem. People expect the constant supply, and your worth shrinks in their eyes. Identity. Chris, when you're chasing others' needs, you lose track of your own. Your voice dims, and your purpose fades. Priyanka Chopra, a masterclass in boundary building, walking away to uphold dignity. Priyanka walked off a film set in March 2002 when a director demanded she show her underwear to cameras, reducing her to a commodity. She described it as a dehumanizing moment and refused to return, even repaying production costs herself. This public stand mattered more than any role. Choosing roles that serve purpose. Beyond standing up, Chopra only accepts roles that align with her values. She redefined herself beyond typecasts to be seen, heard, and respected in Hollywood, not just as South Asian, but as an actor whose time is worth it. Cultivating inner authority. Chopra emphasizes that confidence is a muscle built through daily practice, not circumstance. By saying no strategically, she conserves energy and presence for when it truly matters. The psychology. Why scarcity builds value. The scarcity effect psychology confirms that scarcity increases perceived value. When you're everywhere, you're ordinary. Understated boundaries. Say, my presence is earned, not expected. Mystery invites respect. When you're not constantly reactive, your contributions carry weight. Chopra's silence in the face of negativity is its own response. Presence. Availability. Cultural emphasis wrongly equates availability with caring. Chopra shows us that presence, intentional, aligned, and meaningful, offers far more impact than constant accommodation. Mindset shifts. Reclaiming your value. Own your time. After responding, ask, will this move me forward? Chopra built her career by protecting her time intentionally. See value in no. Each no builds a boundary. Chopra reclaimed her value by walking away from roles that didn't serve her, and in doing so, elevated her entire trajectory. Confidence is a choice every morning. Chopra chooses confidence over fear. I choose to be confident, a practice applied daily, aligned with purpose. Whenever Chopra steps onto a set, it's with a purpose bigger than entertainment, whether representation, impact, or legacy. Tactical strategies for embracing scarcity. The 10-minute pause. Don't react immediately. Take time to reflect if something aligns with your priorities. Pre-written, no scripts. Thank you for thinking of me. I'm fully committed this month. I appreciate this, but I'm focusing on different priorities. Calendar blocks. Great. Sacred time. Journaling, learning, self-care. Honor it like a meeting. Energy ought to track what drains vs fuels you weekly. Then double down on what energizes. Daily affirmation. Right. My time is my power. I use it intentionally. Track its impact on confidence and boundaries. Real talk and stories. Glass slipper. Reality check. In her Penguin lecture, Chopra urged we shatter the glass ceiling, not squeeze into molds. Boundaries shatter external limitations too. Personal anecdote. Texture this. You agree to help a friend last minute, only to realize your value felt invisible afterward. But when you respectfully say, I'd love to help next week, you earn more respect than performing an urgent favor you'd regret. Bringing it into all areas of life. Professional arena. Saying no to trivial tasks amplifies your presence in high-impact areas. Just as Chopra curated roles that raised her craft, relationships. Amante labor doesn't have to be free. Boundaries protect connection, not end it. Social media unfiltered availability leads to burnout. Chopra repeats outfits, speaks with intention, focuses on message, not noise. The 21-day scarcity challenge. Week 1, before every yes, pause. 10 minutes. Week 2, introduce one empowering, no script. Week 3, block 1 hour daily for your top priority. Track progress. How does your energy feel? Do others respond differently? Does your inner voice grow clearer? Valuing yourself ignites respect. Your presence is not a commodity, it's a beacon. When you choose scarcity, you teach the world how to treat you, with anticipation, respect, and admiration. Priyanka Chopra embodies this choice. She courageously walked away at her lowest moments, built confidence by design, and chose roles aligned with both integrity and impact. At every turn, she shows us, your availability isn't your value, your boundaries define it. Real talk and transformative stories shatter the glass ceiling. The power of unavailability. Chopra's unfinished memoir and her speech at Penguin Lectures include a powerful metaphor. Don't try to squeeze into a glass slipper. Instead, shatter the glass ceiling. This isn't just about ambition, it's about refusing to shrink yourself to someone else's expectations. When you say no to being endlessly available, you shatter restrictive molds and invite respect naturally. From Hollywood loneliness to role selection. Priyanka has spoken openly about feeling isolated in Hollywood's early days, having to stand her ground when offered stereotyped roles, exotic side characters, and declining them to forge a new path. She said unassuming choices taught casting directors there's more to her presence than convenience or tokenism. Parenthood and preserved priorities. After welcoming her daughter, Chopra consciously set rigid boundaries around her work hours, declaring no playdates or business calls past dinner. She revealed that ensuring presence at bedtime fueled both peace and self-respect. When you protect your time, you protect your value. Resilience through botched surgery. In 2023, a surgery complication threatened Priyanka's face, career, and confidence. Fired from roles and battling depression, she reclaimed her esteem visibly and invisibly. Recovery, rejection, redirection. Her message: sometimes scarcity of opportunities sharpens value even further. Scaling value across context. Professional sphere. In your career, constant accessibility can remove your edge. Chopra's rejection of stereotypical, low-impact Hollywood roles created capacity for meaningful lead parts. Likewise, when you decline distractions and favor mission-aligned work, your voice gains influence and your calendar signals worth. Personal and romantic relationship. Chopra emphasizes mutual respect in relationships. He has to be someone who respects you, not just coffee, but the hard work you put in. By not always being available, you strengthen emotional boundaries. Consistent presence becomes intentional, not automatic. Social media presence. Priyanka embraces less is more and avoids overposting, repeating outfits, owning consistency. In your life, periodic silence or intentional sharing grants depth to your message and time to recharge purposefully. Mindset shift. Own your confidence as a choice. Priyanka Chopra embodies the idea that confidence isn't inherent, it's engineered. She explains, confidence is something you have to practice. No one is born with it. Her insight is critical to breaking the availability trap. When you're always available, you're signaling vulnerability, like giving away the confidence that should be strategically deployed. How to apply this? Recognize your fear before saying yes. Chopra once nearly gave up on her Hollywood audition until she paused. Confronting her fear head-on, she said to herself, I have done 50 movies. I have more experience than those girls. Lewis Howes. Then she walked in with presence and landed the role. Practice internal confidence drills daily. Affirmations like I am worth protecting. Visualize walking into a meeting with purposeful posture and tone. Each conscious step of confidence builds both internal and external authority, making selective and availability feel natural, not defensive. Mindset shift. Build boundaries rooted in purpose. Priyanka refused roles that offered exposure at the cost of her dignity, like objectifying skin toning ads and stereotypical Hollywood characters. These decisions weren't about vanity, they were deeply purposeful to shape her identity and influence. Your boundary blueprint. Identify your no-go zones. Is it saying yes to projects that drain your energy? Is it texting immediately after hours? Define your why. Chopra says, to eradicate poverty, I just needed to ask, whose life can I touch? Your why fuels your boundaries. If your value is time with kids or career-focused growth, let that intention guide each decision. Communicate with clarity and kindness. Write scripts like, I'm honored, but my focus is X. This helps me excel. Thank you for thinking of me, but I'm committed elsewhere. These aren't rejections, they're signposts to purpose and self-honor. Mindset shift. Prioritize presence, not perpetual availability. Chopra highlights the difference between being available and being present. In interviews, she noted she didn't need to show up all the time, just when it mattered. What this means practically: designate presence windows. Instead of being reachable 24/7, select dedicated times like 6-8 p.m. for family time on Monday mornings for creative deep work. Invest energy, don't disperse it. Chopra repeats outfits and keeps her public persona minimal because she wants depth, not distraction. Likewise, when you engage, be fully there, no email checking or half listening. This not only conserves your energy but also boosts impact. and presence when it truly counts. Enacting the mindset, practical daily strategies 10-minute delay ritual before responding to any request message, DM, invitation pause for 10 minutes. Ask yourself, does it matter? Does it align? If no, respond later or clearly defer. Preset no template test scripted phrases ease boundary setting. Thank you, but I've committed my time elsewhere. I'm honored, but I need to protect my focus. Block sacred time in your calendar. Reserve daily time for your top priority, personal growth, quality rest, or strategic work. Silence as strategicapra often chooses silence whether disengaging from trolls or not oversharing personal life. It's not avoidance, it's intentional absence. Learn it as a tool. Weekly reflection sessions every Sunday evening. Journal on, what requests did you decline? How did it feel emotionally? What respect or space emerged? Chopra credits much of her self-trust to consistently checking in with vulnerability and values. Relationship framework. Value through mutual respect. Chopra sets a powerful example of reciprocal respect. He has to be someone who respects that if his work is important, so is yours. In practice, clarify mutual compensation for intimacy. Who answers first? Who limits after-hour calls? Honor the boundaries you ask others to respect. If you want undisturbed work time, model it by turning off notifications yourself. When both people actively value boundaries, the relationship flourishes. With trust, not entitlement, overcoming resistance, managing pushback. Saying no to people even kindly can bring guilt or conflict. Chopra advises that self-worth justifies boundaries. The world won't believe in you if you don't believe in you. To handle pushback, clean energy mindset. Let the discomfort guide clarity. You're not rejecting people, you're respecting. Use yes and framing. Yes, I'd love to when my schedule opens up. This holds connections while protecting time. Keep perspective. Chopra leaves questions unanswered and roles decline, not to spite people but to amplify her integrity and influence. Summary and next steps. Confidence is your cornerstone. Be intentional with when to unleash it. Boundaries are powered by purpose. Define your why and say no firmly. Presence matters more than availability. Show up deeply, not constantly, daily. Rituals protect your value. Rituals like pause, scripts, sacred time shape your self-esteem. Mutual respect sustains relationships. True connections bloom on balance. Pushback is the price of growth. Own your story and proceed with grace.